Mike's footage is really impressive simply because of the size of Lake Erie and the fact that it's a no-fly zone. There's nothing around for something like 60 miles. And it really makes these lights that Michael Leahill is videotaping very remarkable.
But are these objects new, or have they been seen before? March 4th, 1988. According to the Cleveland Plain dealer, Sheila Baker sees several small triangular objects shooting out of a huge metallic gray football-shaped object descending over Lake Erie. The U.S. Coast Guard even witnesses this event and makes a written report. Quote, "The smaller objects began hovering in the area where the large object landed. They appeared to be scouting the area." They were never able to fully resolve this event. The description of these objects approaching the lake is eerily similar to Michael's footage from August 18, 2006. But Michael's encounters go further back than the team realizes.
Yesterday in this hour, we told you about the mysterious lights that keep appearing over Lake Erie near Cleveland. Here is some home video of the lights that neighbors in the area say are unlike aircraft or helicopters that fly there. And last night, for the 8th night in a row, they said these lights were back, appearing around 7:30 p.m. and lasting about 2 hours. NASA has a lab in Cleveland called the Glenn Research Center. They test rockets and various aircraft, but say they haven't done any testing this week. A Pentagon official told me the U.S. military has not been testing anything recently in that area. And the FAA acknowledges the light pattern seems different from commercial flight paths in the area. So what on earth is going on? Joining us is UFO expert Nick Pope from our London bureau. Nick ran the British government's UFO project at the Ministry of Defense. Nick, first of all, what do you make of what we're all hearing from Cleveland? 8 days, the lights seem to be similar, but they look unlike anything that people have ever seen.
Yes, it certainly seems to be an interesting wave of sightings, and it's always fascinating when you get activity like this over a period of different nights. I think my key question would be, and it's really a question for the Air Force and the FAA, has anyone checked the radar tapes to see if anything unusual was tracked?
Well, as a matter of fact, I spoke to officials at the FAA today. They checked in with Cleveland Air Traffic Control, and they don't have anything unusual, nothing unusual on the radar, no unusual reporting from any pilots. Is it possible that maybe this is some sort of a helicopter or a rescue service from one of the Cleveland hospitals that people east of the city are looking at a little bit differently?
I wouldn't have thought so, and I've seen some of this footage myself, and what struck me about it was the way that it appeared to change color at some stage, and that's quite interesting. I mean, I think as ever, one would need to get hold of the original camera, the original film footage, and do some proper forensic analysis to get to the bottom of it. But it's certainly interesting, and as I say, the fact that it's come back over several nights and been seen by many different people makes it quite a significant sighting.
Well, and as far as the analysis of the film, we intend to do just that, and it's now several people. We're being told that because this has been happening night after night, people are now gathered on the beaches along Lake Erie near Euclid, Ohio, where this kid first saw it. And apparently, again, for 8 nights in a row, it happens about each night between 7 and 7:30 in the evening. The lights stay up for about 2 hours. Sometimes they dim, sometimes they get brighter, sometimes they move up, they move to one side, and then they eventually disappear. What do you make of it all?
Well, most UFO sightings do turn out to have conventional explanations. They can be lasers, searchlights, fireworks, the Chinese lanterns, which are quite popular, and people let these off at parties and barbecues and things like that. But I think what is interesting is that these days, of course, almost everyone has a cell phone with the capability to take photos and videos. So out of the tens of thousands of people who see UFOs each year, we're getting more and more of this interesting footage. So we're more likely to get to the bottom of these sorts of mysteries.
Well, we certainly hope to get to the bottom of this one. Nick Pope from London, thank you so much, Nick. We will keep you posted on how things go over here. We appreciate it.
There's a building. I don't know how anyone can't be seeing that. You know, those lights showed up over Phoenix. And here's lights over Cleveland. It's going down behind that building. What the hell? Whoa! There's a smaller one flying into it or something.
Dude, it's angels circling the earth, man.
What's this coming up to it, man? No way. I got this on tape, man.
Oh, this is a trip.
Dude, there's one stopping right into it. It's hovering.
I know, I see.
Dude, this ain't even right.
Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, this is amazing.
Dude, I got it on tape. What the hell? That's the craziest thing ever.
I'm telling you, it's the mothership being guided in this way.
Whoa!
It's so bright, it's reflecting on the lake.
Dude, it's beautiful.
You see that? It's reflecting.
Oh, I got it. I'm filming it, dude.
I'm just saying it for documentation, man.
Yeah, it's dude.
It's so bright, it's causing like the sunset with the sun and the rain.
Yeah.
That's important. There was like a refueling or something.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened.
Dude, we just saw something amazing.
This one's coming closer over here, man.
Yeah, here comes another one. See that other one coming out from further west?
Yeah, man. I got it. Look at dude.
Oh, wow. What's going on, buddy? Those like afterburners or some experimental jet?
I don't know, man.
There is NASA out in the area as well.
I don't know what it is, really.
Trust me, I've seen the NASA Lewis research center out there. But look how fast it's going. You see that?
Yeah, it took off in a jiffy.
Dude, oh my god.
And it's really, really fun to contemplate that, you know, there may be beings out there who are concerned about our planet and who may give us the opportunity to advance ourselves. It's really fun to contemplate. All the physics that we know on this planet, quantum physics and conventional physics and metallurgy and you know, all of it, it can really encompass a theory of how these ships move. I mean, you've done it yourself, David. proposing, you know, that if you can convert, you know, a mass to...
Oh, look at right under it, dude. It's huge. Look right there in front of us.
Yep.
Huh. Wow. Wow, I've never seen anything like this either. Wow, dude, look at that.
Yeah, I'm done.
That's freaking crazy bright. Have you ever seen anything like that? Oh, going away.
Lights over the lake that Eugene Ehrlich first noticed near his Euclid apartment in March. And now that it's May,
there have been more each day. They've been brighter, they've been more colorful, and more people have been seeing them.
After first recording the lights on March 3rd, Eugene says he's heard from people around the world, including Michael Lee Hill. He happens to live right down the street and claims to have seen the same thing.
As I was down at the beach, over my right-hand shoulder, I see this really bright light, and it's coming right up, like really low, right over treetop level.
Hill also recorded his close encounter near Lake Erie and describes the object as a triangle with lights on each corner.
This was absolutely silent until it got right over top of my head, then it kind of sounded like a vacuum cleaner. That's the only sound. It's like this low little hum.
We realized later, the next day, the next few days, that we filmed the same exact thing, doing the same formations, and it is just astounding.
This area has always been pretty popular for UFO sightings.
Aaron Clark is with the Cleveland Ufology Project, founded back in 1952. Members meet regularly to talk about the many reported sightings in Northeast Ohio, including this recent round near Euclid.
People really get interested when there's a mystery, and this is one of the biggest mysteries out there.
So what's the deal? You can't help but wonder why so many reported sightings here over Cleveland, and does it maybe have something to do with Lake Erie? By the way, that isn't real.
Lake Erie's always been a pretty mysterious lake. There's always been kind of strange things happening out there.
Sometimes people always wonder if there's connection back to like power plants, other things along those lines, and maybe attracting something on there.
Thomas Wertman is a member of the Cleveland-based group, and he's also part of the national Mutual UFO Network. With a team spread out one night near Lorain, Cleveland, and Euclid, they all investigated what Eugene keeps seeing, and they did it with Eugene's help.
I happened to be on the phone with the witness that same night, and he confirmed, yes, we're both seeing an object in the same direction of the sky. Yes, it's appearing at the same time. It appeared multiple times that night.
And with star charts and flight tracking software, Wertman determined the lights are coming from airplanes, likely making a turn as they land at Hopkins.
So everything pointed in that direction, so there really isn't too much doubt in my mind that's what it was.
But that determination isn't unanimous.
Yeah, they're not airplanes.
I mean, this is completely unusual.
Eugene says he's open to the possibility that it could be anything. But there's little doubt in their mind, like it or not, we are not alone.
Just look up, man, and don't be afraid of this phenomenon. If they meant us harm, we wouldn't be talking right now.
In Cleveland, Mark Zinni, Fox 8 News.
I can't believe I can't get this set. There it is. That is so bright. Dude, you see that? Wow. That's going to be some of the best footage ever. Want to see? Oh, it's fading away.
I see it.
Yeah, wow. Let's see both. Ah, yeah. Wow. Wow. Did it just kind of like dim out?
Looks like it. Yeah,
What the fuck?
It's not the first time someone has recorded something mysterious over Lake Erie, but it could be the first time it's this clear.
It was just probably one of the craziest nights of activity I've ever experienced.
Michael Lee Hill is the self-described UFO enthusiast who's releasing this never-before-seen video. According to Hill, the video was shot in November on the east side near his home in Eastlake. It obviously shows something, but what is what's up for debate?
I've been filming these for a long time, and it's just grown to the point where they've let me know. They know I'm sitting there filming them. You know, they'll come in, every year they've come in closer and closer.
I go outside and I look up in the sky and I see them up there. Every so often you see strange lights blinking on and off.
It's not hard to find people who believe the lakeshore is a hotbed for extraterrestrial activity. Last year, in fact, Fox 8 revealed these images of similar lights over the lake. And after our stories aired, a team from the Cleveland Ufology Project tracked the lights. The organization was founded back in 1952, and its members consider themselves experts who determined these were airplanes. But now, Michael says you can't debate it anymore.
The fact that this remains in the screen and is not moving, I believe negates any notion that it's an aircraft.
Now, it goes without saying, but of course we'll say it anyway. NASA, the military, no one will comment on any of this. But we do know planes are always landing and taking off at Hopkins and, of course, on the other side of the lake in Canada. Michael Lee Hill says none of that matters. We'll know more soon enough when they decide to reveal themselves. Mark Zinni, Fox 8 News.
A little perspective here. Wow. That is unbelievably bright out here. Holy shit. How beautiful is that? I'm gonna back out so you can see what's going on. One of them disappeared. Shouldn't have moved. One of them disappeared. Right.
Distance underneath it.
Whoa, there's another one. How crazy. Yes. A camcorder. That's what I'm filming right now. It was a UFO. That's my own opinion. You seen it?
Yeah, I'm like, because it's not making no noise. Right. And it was sitting there for a very long time.
Yeah, man. I seen it as well. And these orbs that are out there, you should see it in here. I mean, it's crazy looking. Yeah, right there. You see that? Looks like a star. It's really bright and pulsating right now.
The one right there?
Yeah. Keep an eye on it, man. It's moving.
That was the one that was over here. It was just sitting there for like, what, maybe an hour or so, and then it started going that way.
Crazy.
I thought it was a helicopter, but I ain't hear no noise. I'm like, it's too close to us for it. Not.
Check it out. There's another one forming to the right of that one. It's hard to see it.
That's the one moving slow, isn't it?
There's two out there now. There's one behind it. There's one to the right, and you can't see the one to the right. I mean, yeah, you can.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's coming in closer. And this one to the left's getting a lot brighter.
That's the same thing that was happening to that one that left a few minutes ago. Mm-hmm.
Right on.
And then was it coming closer? Because it seemed to be real big. It looked like it was.
Yeah.
A little bigger. But I couldn't find the shape of the object. The whole time it looked like You know how with some speakers, how they got the little legs to hold them up? As it was coming towards us, it looked like a faint, something like an outer, outline. No, maybe I'm tripping. So
You won't even believe it. A third one has formed out there, and it's a perfect triangle. Honest to God, in here.
Your camera that strong?
Yeah, check it out.
Mine's not getting nothing. Mine's not that strong.
Check it out.
I started bringing my camera like, yeah, I'm going to catch it one time.
Yeah, man. Oh, look over here.
Oh, yeah.
Check it out.
You got that one.
I'm gonna get this one close up. Whoa. Shit.
And of all the dead giveaways, with this one up here and reappearing of stars, it just don't happen.
Yeah, well, there's another one forming right next to it. Wow. I think I got that one just showing up out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's freaking mind-blowing.
After when we was back down the pier, once all the ships and stuff left and did the blast out of our atmosphere, that, I believe it was the Coast Guard. He came close by, searching the area and stuff, but it was too late. It was gone already.
Oh, no
shit.
shit.
Lights and everything, microphone, all that. I'm like, you late. They go. Me and my friend just sitting there laughing. He was like, you late, dude. He came by like 15
Late to the party, man.
15 minutes later he came by. I was like, you way late. They could have like scanned the whole lake by the time you got here and left.
I got both of those in frame right now.
They just sitting there too.
Yeah, they are. They're not in here. I got them to the very edges of the frame, and they're not even moving.
You should leave the frame just like that and watch them start moving.
Yep. The left one is moving a little bit now to the right and back.
Is this zoomed in that close?
Oh yeah. Wow. That's gotta look crazy in there. Yeah. I mean, there's color and stuff when you see it in, just in the view. Yeah, it'll be really nice color. Wow.
I can't believe it's getting right next to each other.
There's another one. There's a third one.
It's a red one too.
Yeah, man. Holy shit. Wow.
Too bad my camera don't zoom that far.
Wow, man. Holy shit.
Wait. Oh, do we have three?
There's three. Yeah.
Oh, triangle formation.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing? Look at that.
Wow, man. Holy shit. Unbelievable. Thank you. That is mind-blowing, man. What's your name?
Sean.
Sean. Sean's here to witness this with us.
What's you guys' name?
My name's Michael, and this is Justin. There's one down at the bottom of the lake now.
Yeah.
Holy shit, check this out.
That is a lot. I've never caught four.
Oh my God. But I gotta get back to this.
Where is he going? The one that was at the bottom, he left.
Did he?
Yeah.
Good, because I left that screen anyhow. I want to get these guys.
He's going to the right again now. I mean to the left. He's going back to the left.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Nah, barely.
I still see him. And I just
put
my camera up. I just put it up. His light is huge.
Yeah.
Just took the batteries out, everything.
Whoa! Another one just turned on, man. Wow. I caught it on film too.
I think you're like, yeah, we about to give him a show before we go.
Yeah, this is it. Oh.
It does make you wonder, Paul.
They really do, particularly if you're on the fence about this kind of thing. These are not typical lights you see in the sky. They're not shooting stars. They're not from any type of aircraft that we know of. Listen to what this area's top UFO guy thinks about it.
You can see the houses down here, which is fascinating.
UFO enthusiast Michael Lee Hill says video recently posted on YouTube that shows strange lights over Lake Erie is some of the best UFO video he's ever seen. Look, there's another one. The video was shot September 18th. In it, a number of bright lights are seen on the horizon, and they don't appear to be typical aircraft lights.
One of the things that I like about this video is you can see the houses, and you can see exactly how high these things are above the houses, which also gives you a little bit of idea of how big these objects are. It's not a little light up there. These are huge balls of light. And their commentary, there's multiple witnesses. There's at least 4 or 5 people talking there. They're all freaking out going, I've never seen anything like this. We're being invaded.
Hill says the recent Lake Erie lights are very similar to mysterious lights that appeared over Phoenix in March of 1997. This sighting became one of the most talked about UFO events in decades.
It's the exact same. They're showing up over Phoenix, over Texas recently, China, the UK.
Hill claims he's personally witnessed hundreds of UFOs. But before you write him off as a crackpot, listen to his take on the mystery plume in the sky over the Pacific this week.
That looked like something military from our end. I didn't get the feel of something higher.
But Hill believes the latest mystery lights over Lake Erie are from a higher power, a benevolent entity that for some reason is making more frequent visits to our area. Michael Lee has appeared on the History Channel and done tons of research on UFO sightings. Could these lights have been flares dropped from planes, which some say explains the Phoenix phenomenon? Well, flares fall from the sky, and these did not, as you saw, so the mystery continues. Live in the Newsplex, Paul Johnson, 19 Action News.
This recording is being prepared by the Cleveland Air Route Traffic Control Center. The subject concerns a UFO report involving Air Shuttle 5959 and Masaba 3179 on February 28, 1996. I hereby certify the following is a true recording of original recorded transmissions pertaining to the subject UFO report.
Hey, Cleveland, Air 5959. We see traffic out there 12 to 1 o'clock, lower altitude. Do you have on the radar? Air Shuttle 5959, that's a negative, sir. I don't have anything out in front of you at 12 to 1 o'clock. Okay. He's down well below you, or can you get an estimate on an altitude on him? Well, it's real difficult. We're in between layers here. I'm just going to estimate him 2,000 feet below us maybe, and sort of pulsating right about, I don't know, 10 miles downwards. Okay, Air Shuttle 5959, I'll keep my eyes open, but I don't see anything. Is that northwest of Detroit? Did you see that light? Yeah. That's where I saw it, a real bright white light, sometimes flickering underneath the clouds is where I saw it. Air Shuttle 5959, is that traffic that you saw earlier, do you see him out there any longer? That is Shuttle 5959, that's affirmative, and it's a light that kind of, it goes dim and it gets bright. I don't know if we're getting closer to it or what, but it looks like a rotating light around it, like a frisbee type thing that's going around it. Masaba 3179, do you see the same thing? Sir, I saw it coming out of Detroit. I wondered, all I saw was just a couple real bright flashes of light, and it almost looked like lightning, and it caught my eye, and then I kept watching it, and then it looked a little bit less bright, but it looked like it was underneath the cloud deck to me, and this was just as we were coming out of Detroit. Okay, and can you get an altitude on it at all? The light that I saw was just like maybe, I don't know, 25 miles northwest of Detroit. Is that what you're referring to, or are you talking about the light that's at our 12 o'clock now, about 10 miles? Any kind of target out near 12 o'clock? Oh, we got some kind of white light out there at 12 o'clock, and the captain says it's pulsating. Metro 261. Looks like oncoming traffic, but it's just sitting about the same place that it's been the whole, here for about 10 or 15 minutes we've been watching it. Yeah, the Air Shuttle 59, it looks like it's almost over Saginaw from our position. Okay, Air Shuttle 5959, contact Saginaw, approach control 126.45. I appreciate the information. 3179, 3179, that target looks like it's below us. I would guesstimate maybe 10,000 feet.
Around 10,000 feet. Would you think it might be like a reflection, maybe perhaps off a beacon that for some reason it's just one of those weird things, natural phenomena that you're getting a reflection? Because I got nothing out there.
I don't know. I mean, we can see a clear, relatively solid cloud deck below us, and this is definitely a distinct whitish, well, they're looking a little red and greenish light sort of pulsating, and it is consonant. It's not a beacon. And Cleveland, Air Shuttle 5959.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, hey, just to keep you advised, we're descending to 4,000 feet right now, and as we descended through 10,000 feet, that object is above us right now. It is not on the ground. It's about 10,000 feet.
Okay, sir, we're checking on it right now. I still don't have anything out in front of you at all that I'm showing it. I appreciate you coming back to the frequency and let me know.
All right, I'll keep you advised. I tell you what, that is weird. If you're sitting there pulsating.
Masaba 3179, where is it relative to you right now?
12 o'clock, sir.
I'm trying to do a little investigating as to what this might be, and if you would keep me advised on this.
Okay, sir, I'm going to blink my lights at him and see if I can get any reaction on him. And 3179, was the other guy that saw that light, was he headed southeast bound, or was he headed the same direction we're going?
Well, he was inbound to Saginaw, and actually, when I sent him over to Saginaw, I expected that would be the last I heard from him. He came back up on the frequency and advised me that his clearance was down to 4,000 now, and that he said what he saw was still up above him and was like a red, he said it was a red and green light that was pulsing and like rotating. And he said he'd keep me advised and give us a report once he got into Saginaw. You don't have a camera on board, do you?
We could probably get one from a passenger. You want us to ask?
Yeah, that'd be kind of interesting to have a couple pictures. I think it might make our case a little better.
Okay. 3179, we got a passenger taking a picture of it right now. And, we got a flight attendant who says that they might have saw the same thing the other night.
Masaba 3179, I copy that. Masaba 3179, when you flashed your lights, did you get any response?
Didn't appear to, sir.
Okay. Okay, Masaba 3179, I'm going to send you over to Minneapolis now, sir. Is it still out here 12 o'clock?
Negative, sir. It's at about our 2 o'clock now. We made a turn.
Okay, so it's off your right side about 2 o'clock. I'd sure be interested to see those pictures. Can I get you an address that you might be able to send a copy if you guys get the copy of them?
Yeah, sure, we can do that. And actually, we made a right turn, and he's off about 10 to 11 o'clock.
Okay, so he's off your left side. Okay.
Okay, 32.9. We'll see. I wonder if those pictures will show anything. Cleveland, Masaba 3179.
Masaba 3179, go ahead.
Just for your information, I took the picture as captain on the left side, and also tried to take some of the stars above. So the lowest light on those pictures, that only single light at the bottom of the picture should be what you're looking at, and you might be able to get a position with the star if you want to go that far.
Okay, great. That's a good idea. I appreciate that.
Of course, that's to be the picture of Calmad. There was an instamatic camera. Good night, sir.
Good night.
If these orbs are from another planet, why did they choose Cleveland, of all places, to make an appearance? It might not have been random. Some believe that it may be because of our giant shrine to musicians right here on the lakefront. And kind of looks like a spaceship, doesn't it? Many musicians who are immortalized inside the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame are believers. So maybe these outer space visitors were just here to visit their followers.
You have an analytical side of your brain and a creative side of your brain. And really, the only two things that I know of that makes both hemispheres fire simultaneously is music and meditation.
Michael Luckman found so many connections between legendary musicians and Martians that he published a book about it, Alien Rock.
After about 3 years of deep research, I've discovered all kinds of amazing links between such rock icons as Elvis, the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Jerry Garcia, Jimi Hendrix, and David Bowie.
Luckman says Elvis's link was the most unusual. He claimed to have been visited several times by aliens.
Maybe they're just more open, because if you're not looking, you're not going to see it. I tell people, just look up.
The Ufology Project says most reports around here can be traced back to birds, planes, or Venus. But
there are things that we find that we cannot explain, and those are the things we really want to look at the most.
There's no doubt the Rock Hall and its inductees draw lots of visitors to Cleveland. The question is, has it attracted some from out of this world? Jen Pachano, 19 Action News.
Well, there's certainly a lot of star power in the hall. That's for sure.
We know that.
Yeah. Well, it's not just Toyota now.
News at 11. There's your bus, David.
Hey, Sharon, there's something strange in the neighborhood. An East Lake man says he sees UFOs and has tape to prove it. 19 Action News reporter Harry Boomer live with the story, new at 11.
David, just the name Lake Erie conjures up the images of the unexplainable. What flies over the dark expanses of this great lake, or why? What in the... If you believe coming in from over the lake. You're the first to ever see this footage. It's flying saucer.
If you're interested in this subject.
Came in from Cleveland, came right over top, right over my.
All right, and that young man over in East Lake told me that he had all kinds of video. We had some of it for you, just all kinds of lights and that. If you believe or not believe, it really doesn't change the reality. You know me, I'm always game for a challenge. So, hey, if you're out there, beam me up.
It's never good when you actually see the ones and the zeros, so...
That's right. There's
we
something...
got a problem there. We'll fix it.
Something spooky going on with that tape. I wonder if there's a connection.
I know. They
Jeff.
didn't want to see it, I guess. So.
Anything on the dual Doppler out there?
No, I mean, we have... Well,
there was a period of time, we did the shows on it, where there was so much activity in the skies or Northeast Ohio, it was mind-boggling. There was contrails, there was fighter jets. I'm going to play some of the calls for you. There was different weird sightings in the sky. The military was on the move.
What I look for is expert witness testimony to the phenomena, but then you get people like Michael Lee Hill right here in Cleveland, and when I saw his footage, in fact, I just saw some footage last night where you see possibly 30 to 100 feet above the lake, you see this saucer with all these colored lights spinning around, hovering, making no noise at all. And I was just filming at the Edwards Air Force Base Air Show last weekend, and even the B-2 bomber, the F-117, some of the quieter planes, you can hear those things over the noise of the ripples on the lake. Well, because they're loud. This thing isn't making any noise. And then you see this other disc come hovering up to it, stops and hovers 30 feet above this thing, making no noise, and visits it for only a few seconds, and then takes off. I mean, there's nothing in the arsenal of our military aircraft that can do that unless you're looking at Harrier jets,
right,
which are one of the noisiest bastards you'll ever hear.
Now, Michael, you're from East Lake.
Yes.
You have this film, right?
Yeah.
Get closer to the microphone, please.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been filming UFOs here for about 3 years. About 3 years ago, I seen craft over the lake, and that sparked my interest. I just went down any nice night and brought my camcorder with me and started filming. So I've accumulated quite a library, and that's how I met David. I was a big fan of David's work. So I sent him some of my footage, and he ended up using 4 of my clips on the Dan Aykroyd.
Now, I am not questioning Michael at all, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm asking a question here as a talk show host.
Mm-hmm.
How do you know that the film isn't doctored? How do you, because with today's technology, you know what I'm trying to say, David, there? You have to be very careful?
You have to be very careful because with today's technology, people can doctor stuff. But with 20 years experience personally as a professional photographer, and also because I'm a filmmaker and an editor, I know what something looks like when it's fake. I mean, you could fake me. If you were going to spend, $100,000 and up on your special effects, but you think of a guy who's, a guitar player, a musician, who's got a little video camera, who doesn't even edit film. What would he do to fake this? What would he need to fake it? Well, where it gets really difficult is when you're hand holding a shot and the background moves consistently in the shot with the object, the UFO. Now, if you put another layer in the editing bay on top of that and you put in a UFO to match the movement of those two frames, the frame of the UFO moving with the background consistently so they're never out of phase, that's the first thing I would look for. If they were out of phase, I would say, okay, that's another layer. That's another layer in the editing bay. But they're totally in phase. When you see the corners of the shot move, the UFO moves consistently with that. And that means, you have to have some very expensive equipment to fake something like that.
How long ago, Michael, did you take this? This is over Lake Erie in East Lake, right?
Yes, it's going on to this day. Actually, I've filmed stuff as recent as a month ago. And
Tell us a little bit about it real quick, because we got to go to traffic.
Did you just pick a random day to go down there?
No.
You live on the water?
Yeah, I live about 2 good rock throws from the lake, and so about 3 years ago, I seen a craft, and as I said, I just started going down to the lake and watching the sunset, and I'd just hang out afterwards, and if a big ball of light went by, I'd film it, you know, and...
Well, give us one of the weirdest experiences you filmed down there in East Lake.
Probably one of the weirdest ones was one of the clips that he used in the Dan Aykroyd film, and it was just a big cloud, glowing cloud-looking apparition that...
Different colors?
This one was glowing like almost like a black light color, like a bluish purple color, and had a strobing light that was on the left-hand side of it, and that was a strange one because it was almost like a telepathic communication. I just had this feeling. Something said, you need to go outside and bring your camera. And when I went out, it was there, and I filmed it.
It's very translucent looking, the shot he's talking about, so you can almost see right through it.
We only got a couple minutes before we go to news. I want to play this. When I was doing my show, when all this activity was going on in the sky about 1.5 years ago, these are some of the people that called in. I'll play real quick for you here, okay? Eric, you're in the air on WTAM 1100.
How's it going, Mike?
Good, Eric.
Hey, I'm living down here in Jackson Township by the Akron-Canton Airport.
Yeah.
And I was seeing like 11, 12 vapor trails. But I was driving, and I see this low-flying jet. Doesn't look like any of the jets that we have now in the military. I'm just a recently retired Marine, so I kind of know a little bit about the air power that we have. And I just saw it heading due south, and then it banked right and made a course for the southeast.
Is this all unusual?
This is something I haven't seen.
And how long you been there? A while?
Yeah, I've lived here, almost a year now.
Yeah.
I see another vapor trail that's got a turn in it.
So would you agree with me something's going on?
I didn't see anything this morning because I was at work at this time.
Yeah.
But it's kind of...
Wait a minute. Hold on right here. Was this one here?
Yeah, that one right there.
WTAM 1100, you're in the air.
Mike, it's Craig, first-time caller.
Thank you, Craig.
Hey, I'm on 71 North, and I see something right now. I'm just passing Mansfield.
Yes?
And there's a small black spot, and it probably would be over... Oh, wait. You know what? Never mind. It's a bug on my windshield.
Oh, boy.
Everybody. See, I'm trying to be serious here
and I'm with you
save
on that.
America.
I'm with you. That
and this guy wants to be Bob Hope on me.
Yeah, well, you knew that. You knew that was coming.
Wait. There's a guy at PA who saw it.
He saw it. Where at? Right here?
Slide 5.
Paul, you're in the air on WTAM 1100.
Hey, Trev, it's Paulie from Solon. How you doing?
Good, Paulie.
Hey, I'm a salesman. I was in central Pennsylvania this morning, and I saw at least 15 of those vapor trails. And when I came into range to hear you talking about this, it freaked me out.
I mean, anybody that was up this morning, and Paul, I appreciate the phone call. Thank you very much, because people think I'm fooling around here.
No,
Anybody that saw this, I can't even convince my own boss, my sports director here, Mike Snyder. He thinks I was on LSD this morning.
I didn't say
I haven't
that.
done
Now,
LSD
see,
in 4 Terry, you're in the air on WTAM 1100.
Good afternoon, Mike.
Good afternoon, Terry.
Hey, we were just up on the roof here in Solon at Bedford Gear,
Mhm.
and you can count at least 24 contrails. They're everywhere. And then another thing, we were out golfing out at Oak Knolls this morning, and usually you see like a little Cessna plane flying around. We seen 12 of them take off and fly all around in groups of 3. I mean, that's crazy. So I don't know if that's got something to do with it, but there had to be something going on somewhere.
Yeah, and it's still going on.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Terry, for that report.
All right, man.
WTAM 1100, you're in the air.
I spent a lot of time sitting in my hot tub looking at the stars. I'm an aviation buff, and amateur astronomy is kind of cool. But one of the things I always like to see is when the space shuttle flies over, they'll tell you on the weather when you can see it, and usually you can see satellites too, right?
Yeah.
Well, I always look for them in the hot tub. Last night at about 9:30, one of them went north to south, and within 10 minutes of that one, I saw one go, I don't know, or southwest to northeast, and I never see them. I've been looking for over a year, and I saw 2 within 10 minutes of each other.
Well, what do you, Mike, and I don't want to challenge you here. You weren't drinking, were you?
No.
Okay. All right.
Believe it it or not, I wasn't that night. But
All right, no Miller High Lifes, right?
actually, High Life Light. I'm watching the carps.
All right. Let me ask you a question. What do you make out of that then? What?
I don't know, Mike. But there was also about 10 times more normal air activity. And like I said, I'm a big aviation buff. Geez, I used to fly. I built probably 1,000 model airplanes. I'm really into this stuff, and it kind of creeped me out a little bit. I thought nothing of it. I heard all this stuff this morning.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, what the hell's going on? You know.
So you're with me here. You believe something's going on, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know, maybe it's a big. I'm thinking maybe it's like a large-scale military exercise, and the stuff people are calling about planes in formation, contrails that aren't relatively straight, like you said. The only planes that have the agility to hold that kind of tight formation, especially within close proximity to each other, are fighter jets, Mike.
Aha, Snyder. Aha, did you hear that phone call?
I heard that.
All right.
I'm listening
you know
to
what?
everything.
The defense is starting to rest here.
You're going to rest.
Jennifer, you're in the air on WTAM 1100.
Hey, Triv. I'm
Yeah.
a first-time caller, so be gentle, okay?
Thank you. I'm gentle with all my women.
What I saw was the very end of last week. My husband and I saw it for a couple of days happening. Now, I got to tell you, I'm a military brat, and I grew up on Army bases. And so it doesn't take a military genius to know when there's a mission going on. And we saw for 2 days Chinooks, those big helicopters with the propellers in the front and the back.
Yeah.
Like they're carrying vessels. And we saw those for 2 days. We saw them going past our house. Now, we're out here in western Medina County.
Jennifer, since you're a military brat, what do you make of it? Can you give us your opinion?
Well, they were obviously moving something. I mean, something that's large enough for a Chinook to carry. I mean, they just don't put those full of cotton balls.
So you think there's some type of military operation going on?
Without a doubt, when they're moving that much equipment, it's got to be equipment or something like that. When they're moving that much stuff, there's definitely something.
Mary, you're in the air on WTAM 1100.
How are you today?
Yeah, good, Mary, good.
Nervous, I'm sure, huh?
Well, a little, more curious, Mary, than nervous. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, me too. That's why I'm sitting on 480 in a traffic jam listening to you staring in the skies when I realized what I saw today.
That is?
I saw, well, first of all, on my way 306 to 422, I saw a single Army truck on the road. And then on 422, heading west towards 271 in Solon, I saw 3 Army trucks. And I didn't even think of it until I started listening to you. And it's funny because I do remember saying to myself, my, where are Army trucks coming from? What? I have very rarely do you ever see that on any of 422, 480, 77, 271, and I drive them all the time.
I tell you, Mary, this is getting weirder by the minute. It really. Larry, you're in the air on WTAM 1100.
Hello, Mike.
Yes, Larry.
This is Larry, first-time caller. Listen to you all the time. Truck driver.
Thank you, Larry.
Listen to your show coming from Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
See all them streamers through the sky, just about all the way from Pittsburgh up here. And as I come up by Twinsburg, Solon area, I saw 2 or 3 of those jets laying down some streamers. And hearing those, I lived on around the Ravenna Arsenal, like that other fellow's talking about. Back in World War II, there used to be some heavy-duty things in there. I don't know what's going on, but don't know if that's part of it, but there's all kind of streamers in that area.
And this is unusual, right, Larry?
I've seen them before, but not like...
Amin.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead, Amin.
How you doing, Mike?
Good.
I was coming back yesterday from MGM. I needed your help with the times and the directions. I left there about 1:27. Right after you take the ticket, on a turnpike, coming back to Cleveland.
Right.
I was sitting in a passenger seat. I looked up in the sky, and I seen something shoot straight down. Like within seconds, it disappeared. Something like a shooting star.
Was this at night?
Yeah, that was at night. I left there at 1:30, right after you take the ticket on the turnpike.
Now, this was last night?
That was last night, yes.
And the vapor trails were in the sky this morning. There you go. Let's go to Lisa here. Lisa, you're in the air on WTAM 1100.
Yeah, can you hear me, Mike?
Yes, I can, Lisa.
Yeah. I was listening this morning, driving in at 7:30 to work, going south on Riverview Road, and saw the same thing that y'all been talking about, plus the light. Well, I'm driving south again on Riverview Road. I don't think you can see it where you are in Cleveland, but south of Cleveland, there's the same markings in the sky, and there's that light again. And it's definitely a rainbow pattern.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. I mean, there's been a lot of explanations about ice crystals and different
Right.
things like that, but
I know the streaking that you saw. It's doing the same thing right here, and it's south. It looks like it's pretty clear where you are, but south of Cleveland, I'm seeing the same thing that I saw this morning that everybody was calling in about.
I'll be driving home in about 20 minutes. I'm going to be looking in
you'll
the
see
sky.
it then. Yeah.
Kevin, you're in the air on WTAM 1100.
Hey, Mike, I just want to tell you what I saw last night when I was driving home. It was about 10:35, in between 10:35 and 10:45. I was headed south on Route 8 around the Stowe area, which is just north of Akron. And I'm looking south in the sky, and I saw a bluish-green light come straight down, and I thought it was maybe a shooting star, but I've never seen a shooting star go straight down into the earth. And when I got home, I told my wife about it, told her I made a wish for her and everything, but I didn't think anything of it until I heard the show today.
Is that the same thing you think Amin saw?
Who?
The caller that called earlier, did you hear him?
I'm not sure. I've been at work.
He's driving home from
Detroit.
Detroit
He was on the
last
turnpike
night.
about 1:30 a.m.
Where were you at?
I was in Stowe, which is north of Akron, and it was about 10:35, 10:45 at night. So it was earlier.
Now he's coming home on the turnpike.
At 1:30 a.m. It must have been two different things.
So it was two different things.
And it didn't look like any shooting star I'd ever seen before.
Yeah.
It looked distinctly different. It didn't have the kind of trail you would expect a shooting star to have. So I thought it was interesting. I talked to my wife about it for a little bit because it stuck out in my mind that much. And then this morning, all the ruckus about it.
Well,
So I'll let you know.
I'm happy you called. Don, you're on the air in WTAM 1100. In the air.
Hi, Mike Megadagos.
I don't want to be in the air.
Megadagos.
First-time caller.
Well, wait a minute. Thank you.
I drive a big truck from Cleveland out to Youngstown every day, Monday through Friday.
All right.
And up until today, I usually carry a laptop with me with a GPS receiver. And up until today, it's worked flawlessly. No problems whatsoever.
Hey, Don, you better tell him what a GPS system is. I don't think he knows what that is.
A GPS system can pinpoint your location on mapping software on a laptop.
Oh, sort of like Lone Star.
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
OnStar. It triangulates your position and shows you on the map. And up until about between 8 and 9 o'clock this morning, it was working fine. And then all of a sudden, it just lost all communications from all the satellites.
All right. Okay. All right. I mean, if you're listening, do you need any more? Thank you, Don. Lyle, you're in the air on WTAM 1100.
Hey, I just came across Ohio Turnpike heading east, and I saw something that got me kind of worried. There's a FEMA convoy heading east. There's about 10 big white, looks like recreation vehicles, all in a convoy. I passed them right around the 71 exit.
Where was this at now?
Ohio Turnpike, and I passed them right around the I-71 exit.
Okay.
But they were heading east on the turnpike.
All right. Okay. Lyle, I appreciate the phone call.
All right.
WTAM 1100, you're in the air.
Trev,
Yes.
listen, I never thought about, I've been sitting in my truck for 20 minutes so I don't lose you because I live on the lake and I'm at Lost Nation Airport, just parked.
Okay.
All right. Monday at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I got a phone call on my cell phone from from a banker. And, I can't smoke in my office, so I go outside to talk to her, and I'm on the phone, and we're just BSing about things. All of a sudden, I work in Highland Heights, off of right behind Cuyahoga County Airport, so I'm used to planes flying all the time. All of a sudden, an F-18 comes flying right over my head. And I said to her, I couldn't even believe it. I'm like, what the heck is this? This was Monday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, an F-18 flying east to west, right over the airport. And I thought that was so weird because there's planes taking off Cuyahoga County Airport daily. Every 15, 20 minutes there's a plane taking off. And I'm thinking, what is this thing doing right here?
And this was Monday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, something's going on around here. Something.
You're right.
Yeah,
there is.
There's
and
definitely.
And I never thought anything of it until all of a sudden I heard you talking about it, and I'm like, wow, maybe there is something, legitimate about this.
Bob, you're in the air on WTAM 1100.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
Hey, you were talking about the trails up in the sky. It was this morning. It was between 6:15 a.m. and 6:30.
Right.
I was getting ready for work, so I took my dogs out before I left. And the sky I just happened to look up at the sky, and I said to myself, oh, my God. I said, what the heck happened out here last night? I mean, there was trails everywhere, Mike. There was literally 4, 5, 6 dozen different trails in the sky.
I know. I saw it, too.
It was, I said, now, there's got to be something. I said, these can't be airplane trails. It's got to be something else. But then you bring it up, and I'm going, man, I wasn't seeing things.
No, those were fighter plane vapor trails.
I've never seen so many, and just like you said, it was like a checkerboard, and they ran for miles, as far as I could see this morning, and they just blanketed the whole sky.
See, they thought that would be gone before the sun came up, but it wasn't, and we saw it as Americans. Now we need to be told the truth.
Exactly. I would be real curious to find out what happened last night.
I would pay a lot of money to find out. Sherry, you're in the air on WTAM 1100. Tell Snyder what you saw.
Well, I didn't see the colors, but I'll tell you, I walked out my front door about 5 to 8. Before I ever started my car and heard what Bill Wills was talking about, the sky, I noticed it immediately how many, our Mel calls them contrails, air vapors, whatever.
Right.
But they were everywhere, and I noticed it and thought to myself, something's going on. And then when I finally started my car and heard the guy talking about the colors, I tried to find those colors because the sun was so bright, I just couldn't, you couldn't look up into the sun. So I never really did see the colors, but I saw the contrails. I'm in Sandusky, which is halfway between Toledo and Cleveland. So obviously, if that guy's 20 miles from Toledo and you're in Cleveland, they were 120 miles.
Oh, Sherry, I got to move, but they were all over Northeast Ohio. Watch this, Knights. Keith, tell Snyder what you saw.
Hey.
What'd you see, Keith?
I live in Ashtabula. Got the paper at 5:30 in the morning. Every star in the sky was out this morning, but to the west, it just seemed out. I thought it was maybe like a cloud streak, but now that you've talked about it, that's probably the same thing I saw, were the vapor streaks.
Tell them how many there were.
So I'm going to say probably what I saw from Ashtabula were probably at least a dozen or more in the northwest.
Walt, you're in the air on WTAM 1100.
Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike, what you saw this morning are known as chemtrails. I saw them this morning when I went outside. I called my wife out. I told her, I says, look at this. It looks like gossamer or something in the sky. Contrails evaporate. These are chemtrails. The reason they're up there is because, have you ever heard of the HAARP project?
No.
It's a high-frequency active auroral research program, HAARP. What they do is they got this program in Alaska.
Walt.
No, seriously, Mike.
Walt. Wait, Walt. Hold on one second. You're a planned phone call from the government, aren't you?
No.
Yeah, you're trying to explain these fighter planes that were over our sky. Walt, admit it, Walt. I saw right through you, Walt. Walt, you're a plant. Walt, you're a plant from the government, Walt.
I want to hear what he says, Trev.
They were up there, Mike. What they do is they put these chemtrails up in the sky so that they can bounce these signals from HAARP over the horizon. Mike, they mix ammonium hydroxide and barium.
Walt, you're a plant for the government, aren't you?
No, Mike,
yes, you are, Walt.
Walt,
I can't take it. No, Walt, you're a plant for the government. I will not let that propaganda go over these areas. Kevin, you're in the air on WTAM 1100.
Okay, Trev, I live north of Detroit on Lake St. Clair in Michigan. Southbridge Air Force Base is north of Detroit. I heard them scramble military jets last night. The last time I've seen anything of this sort was September 12th when they had the AWACS planes over Chicago and the wind would drift the perfect circles of these surveillance planes over my house. I could see it every morning I'd see the circles, perfect circles, where they would, they'd surveillance Chicago, Illinois, with the AWACS planes.
All right, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
This is very important to me because people think I'm crazy here. I know something went on last night, okay? I'm not stupid. Again, reiterate, where are you, and tell us what you know.
If you look at a map, you will see that Michigan looks like a mitten. Everybody's a big joke to everybody. Right by the thumb area, under the thumb, there's a lake called Lake St. Clair. It's not one of the Great Lakes. It's a smaller lake. At the north end of that lake up there, where the river meets it, St. Clair River, there's an Air Force base called Southbridge Air Force Base. It's a big refueling tankers. They fly a big bunch of refuelers, to refuel planes. Last night I heard them scramble about 4:30 in the morning. And when they take off, you can know when they take off, but when they scramble, they're gone. I mean, quick, and they're just like a rocket. And last night about 4:30 they did.
How many do you think went up?
I couldn't tell. I've seen them take off 3 abreast at times. So if they took off, if I heard 5, it could have been 15. I mean, I don't know. You hear it's like whatever. You just kind of wait for the big one to hit you, I guess.
But Kevin, the last time this happened was September 12th, the day after September 11th.
I hear them scramble quite often, sometimes. But the last time I seen so many vapor trails was September 12th, 13th, and 14th, when the AWACS planes were monitored in Chicago. Remember how they had all them planes and they were doing all the circling? Every morning I'd wake up and there'd be 15 or 20 perfect circles where they were just flying reconnaissance over Chicago, keeping an eye on Chicago for any kind of attacks.
Kevin, I could kiss you on the lips for helping me prove that.
It's 38 states and half of Canada, sir.
Thank you, Kevin.
Good luck to you.
I love you, buddy.
Okay, we love you too, man. Bye-bye.
You think I'm full of it, don't you? I told you something went on last night. I told you.
Yeah. What is that? Standing on the steps. I hope I don't fall. It's been known to happen. Looks like disappearing.
And of all the dead giveaways, with this up here and reappearing of stars, it just don't happen.
Yeah, well, there's another one forming right next to it. Wow. I think I got that one just showing up out of nowhere. Yeah. That's freaking mind-blowing.
When we was back down the pier, once all the ships and stuff left and did the blast out of our atmosphere, I believe it was the Coast Guard. He came close by, searching the area and stuff, but it was too late. It was gone already.
Oh, no
he had
shit.
his lights and everything, microphone and all that. I'm like, you late. Me and my friend just sitting there laughing. He was like, you late, dude. He came by like 15
Late to the party, man.
15 minutes later he came by. I was like, you way late. They could have like scanned the whole lake by the time he got here and left.
I got both of those in frame right now.
They just sitting there too.
Yeah, they are. They're not in here. I got them to the very edges of the frame and they're not even moving.
You should leave the frame just like that and watch them start moving.
Yep. The left one is moving a little bit now to the right and back.
Is this zoomed in that close?
Oh yeah. Wow. That's gotta look crazy in there. I mean, there's color and stuff when you see it in, just in the view. Yeah, it'll be really nice color. Wow.
I can't believe it's getting right next to each other.
There's another one. There's a third one.
It's a red one too.
Yeah, man. Holy shit. Wow.
Too bad my camera don't zoom that far.
Wow, man. Holy shit.
Wait. Oh, do we have 3?
There's 3. Yeah.
Triangle formation.
Yeah.
Hi, how you doing? Look at that.
Wow, man. Holy shit. Unbelievable. Thank you. That is mind-blowing, man. What's your name?
Sean.
Sean. Sean's here to witness this with us.
What's you guys' name?
My name's Michael, and this is Justin. There's one down at the bottom of the lake now.
Yeah.
Holy shit, check this out.
That is a lot. I've never caught 4.
Oh my God. But I gotta get back to this.
Where is he going? The one that was at the bottom, he left.
Did he?
Yeah.
Good, because I left that screen anyhow. I want to get these guys.
Mike's footage is really impressive simply because of the size of Lake Erie and the fact that it's a no-fly zone. There's nothing around for something like 60 miles. It really makes these lights that Michael Leahill is videotaping very remarkable.
But are these objects new, or have they been seen before? March 4th, 1988. According to the Cleveland Plain dealer, Sheila Baker sees several small triangular objects shooting out of a huge metallic gray football-shaped object descending over Lake Erie. The U.S. Coast Guard even witnesses this event and makes a written report. Quote, "The smaller objects began hovering in the area where the large object landed. They appeared to be scouting the area." They were never able to fully resolve this event. The description of these objects approaching the lake is eerily similar to Michael's footage from August 18, 2006. But Michael's encounters go further back than the team realizes.
That's right up in here. I'll tell you, you guys would love to have the report of those guys talking to the station.
That's what
I
I'm
was
saying.
there and I was
They shut them up.
because they kept saying, you will be advised that there are smaller crafts going at high rates of speed. And the other guy on the other end's going, what? You know, and then
They didn't want them talking at all.
every 30 seconds, this kid kept calling back saying, I would like to, or you should be advised that this thing's now shining lights all over the lake and it's turning different colors. And his commander over there, CO, just said that keep watching it. These kids
But
just
they
kept
did. They
breaking
shut
up.
them up. They really did, because when I asked for the guys if I could talk to one of the guys that was down here the night before, they said absolutely not. Totally refused me. Refused their names and everything. And I had written them down, and I don't know where they are, but I'll look for them. But if I can find them, I'll call them.
Please do.
Names.
This is the article that was in the News Herald. Does that sound anything like what you saw that night? Did you see that article first?
No.
No, okay.
That'll tell you the truth.
That's what really happened that night.
That's what it was. Complainants who never know.
That's what the guy from Action came in 3. He says, I'm out here in Bay Village watching it right now, and it's right in front of Bay Village. I says, well, I'm 40 miles away, right in front of the Chagrin. It's right in front of my house.
It's over our heads.
You know, it's right over my head, bud. He says, no. He says, if you look at it real close, it's Saturn and Jupiter. And I says, well, if that's the case, I said, what are the little things flying around it? I said,
going
those
inside of
jets?
it.
He says, well, those are atmospheric conditions exploding around it. And I says, oh, I talked
We're
to that.
so glad.
I talked to that astronomer that they quoted the article about those gas emissions and all that. He said that the first time he saw that explanation was when he read it in the paper. Oh yeah.
Well, see, the Coast Guard, like I said, they said it's out of our league. We can't say anything to you. I'm sorry. And they, like they said, they had to transfer it to Detroit. What's in Detroit?
I think it's their headquarters.
Is that what it is? They said they have to transfer it to Detroit.
One of the places that went somewhere.
Oh yeah, here Detroit. That's what I was curious, and they said, like they said,
What does it say?
Coast-Guard.
Yeah, Coast Guard something. Commanding Coast Guard something. I don't know what this stands for. I think it's
group.
Coast Guard Group maybe. Yeah.
Because I think that's what they told me.
Do you ever see these guys?
Who?
Quite often, because you're around here. Coast Guard
Coast Guard?
guys?
No, you never see them. Unless you're in trouble on your boat, and then you don't see them unless you call them. There you go. Only when you're partying too
I'll tell you, we're always out in the lake. If this thing comes back this summer, we'll be right underneath it. I'm
You don't
dying to
think
take
it
my
could
boat
be-
out there and look where this thing went down.
Yeah.
I would love to go out there with my sonar and see if there's something huge on the bottom. Like that.
We have a feeling that there's going to be more sightings because it just seems to be happening.
It seems like this is the beginning of something that's been going on. Has anybody seen the big thing? Should say? No, just the little ones, right?
That's what I said. The second night we saw the little
Kind of
ones.
hard to say because
No, honey.
some of the people have described some real large things, but it's been at night. So all they described like that drawing I showed you with all the lights. Yeah. Well, see, this thing only had 2 lights, but man, I'll tell you, you can tell that this thing was one body.
Yeah, it was.
You can definitely tell it was one body. Then one person told us that if you held a basketball at arm's length, that the basketball would not cover the whole thing.
No,
no
it
way.
wouldn't.
No way.
This thing was huge.
No way.
Like I said, it was like a huge, huge football, bigger than a blimp.
I would say maybe.
See, you laughed at me when I told you let's go down to the lake. He said no, and I
would
made
say
him go
maybe
down.
if you held a football at arm's length, I don't know if that would cover
No, I think they would still be smaller. The football, because you could still see it was huge. Well, from where we were standing,
You
to
could
right
get
on the
you
lake.
could get more of a detection when it was sitting on the water. You could really see how far it was apart because you could
You think it was in trouble? It went under the water?
That's what I think.
Yeah.
Because you know why I think that is because first of all, it started flashing just before it got to the water. So you would think that it was an emergency light or something.
You're looking at the horizon, right?
Looking at the horizon.
And what's it look like? You see the horizon.
Okay, you see the horizon, and you see a dot here and a dot here.
Going
and
like
it kept
this,
going, going down like this.
Right.
So
When
it
it
kept
met
going.
the water, what did you see on the horizon?
All you saw, it was so close then that all you saw was the two lights. And you could actually see, when this thing got like real close to the, when, no, she'll fall.
She'll fall if you don't hold your arm there. But
She'll
she's
hold it down.
Yeah, just pop her down on the floor. It's okay.
So anyhow, when this thing got close to the water, you really got the feeling it was in trouble because the light started flashing, and then the one bright white light turned red. And then all the little things came around it, and there was 4 or 5 of them, and they were like shining lights down on it. And then all of a sudden, they just all took off different directions. As soon as the lights went out, I stayed there the whole time. And when the lights went out on the two big things, the little ones split.
Where did they go?
All
everywhere.
Most of them all went east. One went straight up and went due south, and the rest of them all went east.
Did they seem to go east, southeast, or
No, more east.
No, they just went straight across the lake that way.
If you drew a line straight from where we are now, and
straight to the
It would
Perry
be
plant.
straight. There would be a straight
to
right
the
out
Perry
towards
plant.
Perry.
They didn't seem to come in.
But now if
But
this
they
thing
did seem to
sunk
go
under
out.
the water, then could it be that these aliens are just the reason we're sighting them, and not the mothership? It'd be because they're hanging around and they don't have anywhere to go.
you can guess and guess and guess. We don't really have a whole lot of answers, but we know that what you're telling us matches up with what a lot of other people have been telling us in the last few weeks.
You're not crazy.
What you really got to believe is is how fast these things go.
Yeah,
Where
that's
do you
why
see-
we
where do you see
knew.
them?
That
Without a
You think we
sonic
could walk down? Can we walk down the
Well, here, come on, we'll
yeah.
drive down. Drive down.
Don't mind.
When you go to the corner right here,
Right, make a left.
you'll see the lake. You're 200 yards from it right
Henry,
now.
I'll take him down where we
That's
went.
Phil.
I'll come right
Okay,
there.
go ahead. Yeah, take it down.
Watch Boo Boo. She's got diarrhea.